Yeah. Do you want me to read the whole thing?
Just number one, the first one here, the first line and part A.
Okay. The following data sets 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9 in dollars is given, and then find the mean, the median, and the mode.
All right, thank you. So make sure that you add all the numbers together and you divide it by what, everyone? 2 to 4 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, and then whatever you get, you divide it by divided by 6. And you know that n is 6, right? And so your answer is 6, everyone? The mean is 6. Is that right? Say yes or no for me. All right, if so, then I'm gonna listen to you guys, okay? So if you add all the numbers and you divide by 6, then the answer is 6. So I'm gonna listen to you. Median, everyone. All right, the median is 6.5, right? You just look at the two middle numbers and then you add them together and divide it by 2. So that's how you got the median. And we did it last time already. What is the mode? All right, good. The mode is none, right? Or you can say no mode, you can say that. And you don't want to say 0, okay? Because if you say 0, that means that the mode is 0. So you have to say no mode or none. All right, good, everyone. And part B, I'm gonna ask someone to read it out loud for me. All right, how about Alexander? Can you read part B for me out loud?
Yeah, so they use the mean and the mode to determine the distribution shape of the data set, and the answers are either is it normal, skewed to the left, negatively skewed, or skewed to the right, positively skewed, or none.
All right, thank you. So in this problem, they ask you to use the mean and the mode to determine the shape or the distribution of the data set, whether or not it is normal, skewed, and if it's skewed, then left or right, or none. So can you type in the answer for me? What is your guess? If you just guess, yeah, just tell me your guess. It might not be correct, that's fine, because we're gonna find the more accurate answer later to see if your answer is correct. Okay, go ahead and type in the answer for me. Out of 4 options, what's your guess? What shape does the data set have? And I will go with the majority, okay? Is it normal? Is it skewed to left? Is it skewed to right, or none of those? Right, I got late already. And I will choose the majority of the answers. All right, you can just send the answer to me. Remember that this is a guess, so your answer can be wrong, can be correct, and it's okay. All right. How about more answers? All right, so most of you got normal, right? So most of you chose this, okay? And we will find out. And of course, some of you have other answers as well. And we're gonna have to graph it to see what shape it has, okay? All right, so to do that, we have to construct the frequency distribution, which is part B, part C first. So notice that the numbers, the units of the numbers that are given to you are in dollars. Okay. So in this case, it's about money, but in many cases, it would be about the exam scores or the IQ scores. It can be about anything. Okay. So in this case, it's about money. So those numbers are dollars, right? The amount of money. Okay. So first, you want to list the amounts of money in the dollars column. So, but how can you start it, everyone? What number is in the first line here for the dollars? Remember that for this book, we start from the largest number to the smallest number. So what is the first number? Yes, yeah. The first one is number 9, okay? For some book, it starts from the smallest to largest, but for this book, we follow it, we should follow it. So they always started from the largest to smallest. So this is the largest number, right? Number 9, that is the largest number. And which one is the smallest, everyone? All right, good. So the smallest number is number 2, right? It's the smallest number. So yeah, so you have to keep listing all the numbers in the table from 9 to 2 without skipping any numbers. Make sure that you remember this when you construct a frequency distribution. Okay, so you start from 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I may not have enough all the rows here, so I have to make some more. 3, and then 2, right? So you can make a few more rows. And make sure that you remember this step. You list the numbers, the given numbers without skipping any numbers until you get to the smallest number in the list, okay? Yes, that's correct, Kiara. We still put it, even though we don't have the 3 there. We have to put it there as the placeholder, but good question. Yes. All right, so I have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Did I skip any numbers? Let me know. No, right? Make sure that between 9 and 2, you don't skip any numbers, even though you don't have that number in the list, okay? And make sure that you know how to do this, because later when you take the exam, they will ask you to construct a frequency distribution for sure, okay? All right, next. In order for you to construct the frequency distribution, what do you need next, everyone, in order for you to do that? What do you need in order for you to construct a frequency distribution? Good guess, Kiara, but look at the whatever that I highlighted over here. What do we need there, everyone? Yes, so when they ask you to construct a frequency, you need to know the frequencies as well, okay? So we don't know the frequencies yet, but we can find it. So you can put the frequency in the next column here. And can you go ahead? I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Go ahead and find the frequencies of each of those numbers for me. Go ahead and try it first, and I'm going to randomly call on some people. So tell me, what is the frequency of 9 in the table here? If you look at the list here, the given list, how many times does 9 appear in the list?
1.
All right, so that means that the frequency of 9 is
1.
1. Good. All right. How about alones? Can you tell me? Let's move on to the next one. Number 8. Alone, can you talk to me out loud? What is the frequency of number 8? Juan? What is the frequency of 8?
1.
So 8 appears only once, right, in the list. So that means that the frequency is 1. All right, the next one. Nidalen, what is the frequency of 7?
1.
Good, right? The 7 appears only once, right, in the list. All right, the next one, number 6, Ricardo. What is the frequency of number 6?
1.
All right, good. Let's go quick. Surya, what is the frequency of 5? In yellow right here, okay? Do you see any number 5 there? Here, look at this one right here. You see number 5?
There's no number 5.
All right, so that what is the frequency of number 5 there? If you don't see number
0.
5 in there? Good, that's it. All right, let's move on to number 4. I'm gonna call someone. How about Yahir? Can you tell me number 4? What's the frequency of number 4?
I don't know.
All right, so if you look at the list, this is the number 4, right? This is number 4. How many times does it appear there? In the list, how many times does it appear?
1.
All right, so that means that the frequency is 1, okay? All right, so it's good that I'm calling on you guys so I know if you guys understand it. So I feel like I need to do that. Otherwise, I would not know who understands it or not, okay? All right, next, number 3. How about Uriel? How about number 3? What is the frequency of number 3?
0.
Good, because if you look at the list here, there is no number 3 there, right? So if you don't see any number in that list, that means that the frequency is 0, okay? All right, let's move on to number 2. How about, let me see, the next one. How about Luis? Can you tell me number 2?
1.
You say it's 1. The frequency of number 2 is 1. Yes, look at that. It appears only once, right, in the list. So that means that the frequency is 1. Good. All right. So now we have all the frequencies, okay? And in order for you to construct, so we're done with part C, okay? So that is a frequency distribution. But in order for you to do part D, to graph it, then you need to find the limits, okay? You want to find the lower real limit and then the upper real limit of each interval. Oh, I feel like I skipped something. Oh, number 9. Why did I delete it? Yeah. Okay, let me do this. All right. So let's find the limits for the first line. Let's find the limit for the first row here. Okay. So that means that the limits of the 9. What is the lower limit and the upper limit of number 9? Everyone type in the chat for me. So you guys said that is 8.5 to 9.5. All right, good. So you just have to subtract 0.5 from 9, right? And then add 0.5 to 9 to find those limits, okay? How about the next one, everyone? How about the 8? What are the limits for those, for the 8? All right, so 7.5 to 8.5. Subtract 0.5 for the lower one and add 0.5 for the upper one, okay? And so on. How about the next one? Tell me. All right, yeah, you should do this one really quick, right? Okay, I'm gonna just, how about the next one, everyone? Number 6. All right, good, everyone. 6.5. How about number 5? All right, I got you guys. And the next one, number 4. All right. How about number 3? All right, good job, everyone. 2, 3.5. And the last one. All right. Good. So it's going to be 1.5 to 2.5. Yeah, you just subtract minus 0.5 and add 0.5. Okay, good. And make sure that you double check the table to see if I make any typos. Then let me know, okay? All right, so we're done with the table, right? Now we can go ahead and graph the histogram. The histogram, it just means that the graph, okay? And we need to construct the frequency one. That means that we have to use the frequencies that we just found in part C, and also the limits as well, okay? I'm gonna just go ahead and graph it right here, okay, so that you can see it better. So the graph is for part D, okay? All right, so what numbers are we gonna list along the vertical axis, everyone? The dollars or the frequencies on the vertical axis? I got Vanessa. Make sure that you know which one is on the vertical axis, okay? Yes, so on the vertical axis, you always want to list the frequencies, okay? Yes, good. Let's put them right here. And that means that you have to look at the frequencies, right? If you want to list them, okay? All right, so which one is the smallest of the frequency, everyone? All right, good. And which one is the largest? Good. We have only 2 numbers, right? Only 0 and 1. So on the vertical axis, we don't have to list like a lot of numbers, just 0 and 1. Okay, so the 0 is at the origin right here, and then 1. So there are not many numbers for the frequencies. All right. And on the horizontal axis, we're going to list the dollars, right? The dollars, okay? And if you look at the dollars, you want to start from the 2 to the 9, from left to right, right? So you can say that 1, 2, I'm going to just say 2, 3, 4. Make sure that you do the graph with me at the same time. 5, 6, 7, 8 to 9. Okay. All right. You can put another mark there as the 10th one. All right. So now we can go ahead and graph it. If you look at you can start from the left to right or from right to left. Either way is okay. So if you look at number 9, look at number 9 here, then you can see that the lower limit is 8.5. So 8.5, here, let me see. Let me use a different color so that you can see it better. So 8.5, we're talking about the first line here, okay? So we are constructing the bar of that interval. So 8.5 is right here, everyone, between 8 and 9. And then 9.5 is between 9 and 10. Okay, it's right here. And the frequency of this line is just 1. So that means that we have the bar with the height of 1. Okay, you can see that 1 is right here. So that means that the height of this bar is just 1. And that, yeah, and that is the bar of $9. And the frequency is just 1. Okay. All right, so that's the next bar for number $8, right? 8.5 to 9.5. That is correct, Leith. Yeah, between 8 and 9 is 8.5, and between 9 and 10 is 9.5. Is that okay, Leith?
Yeah.
Those are the limits, okay? Yeah, if you look at the limits, then this should be the upper limit, the upper real limit, which is 9.5. And if you look at this right here, then it's gonna be 8.5, okay? But we don't want to list everything on there. It will be like too much, okay? And my bar for number 8 is right there. You guys get the same thing? So it should share the same bar with the $9, because you can see that the lower limit of number $9 is the same as the upper limit of $8, right? They share the same limit, so they should share the same side, okay? All right, the next one, we already did this, the second one. Now let's move on to the next one, is the bar for number 7, okay? 6.5 is right here. And then 7.5. So it should share the same side with the previous one, okay? So that means that it's gonna be like this. We don't have to make another side on the right side of it, because we already have the side of number 8 already. And the frequency of it is also 1, okay? Let's move on to number 6, right? Now we are at number 6. The 6 is from 5.5. 5.5 is here to 6.5. So it should share the same side with number 7. And it has the same frequency, okay? All right, now let's move on to number 5. Number 5. So it's gonna be from 4.5. From 4.5 to 5.5, okay? But what is the frequency of number 5, everyone? Type in the chat for me. What is the frequency of number 5? All right, what does it mean when we construct the bar? Can we draw a bar there or not? Or no? Right, no, right? Since the frequency of number 5 is 0, everyone, then we don't have any bars there. Okay? You don't have to draw any bars there. All right, so now we're done with that. We want to move on to the next one, which is number 4. Number 4, the frequency is 1. So yes, we can draw the bar there, and it goes from 3.5, goes from 3.5 to 4.5, which is between 4 and 5. So the bar for number 4 will be like this. The frequency is 1 for number 5, for number 4. So it should have the same height as the other bars. Okay. Should have the same height as the other bar. Maybe I drew it a little bit higher than the other ones. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to we just did number 4. Let's move on to number 3. What is the frequency of number 3, everyone? All right, does it have a bar there or no? No, right? Since the frequency of number 3 is 0. If you look at the line of number 3, the frequency is 0. So that means that you don't need to draw anything for number 3, okay? But for the last one, the frequency is 1, and it starts from 1.5. 1.5 is here, okay? 1, you can list the 1 here, At 1.5 to 2.5 is between 2 and 3. So it's going to be like this. And it should have the same height as the other bars as well, since the frequency of it is 1. Okay. So all the bars have the frequencies or the height of 1. All right. So let's look at part A that we just did. Many of you guessed the answer for part B is normal, right? The distribution or the shape of the graph or of the data set was normal. But what is the shape of this graph, everyone, after you graphed it? What is the shape of it? Type in the chat for me. Type in the chat for me. What is the shape of this histogram? This is called the histogram, everyone, the frequency histogram. Okay, this is called the frequency histogram. Okay, what is the shape of it just by looking at it? Vanessa, good guess. But what do you think? Do you see any bars that that are higher than the others, or what do you guys think? Normal means that the bars in the middle are higher than the bars on both sides. That's what it means by normal. Normal, okay, let's review what normal is. Okay, let's review it so that you can have an idea. Normal means that the graph will look like this, everyone. It will look like this. It is high in the middle and then it's low on the sides. And skew to left means that the graph is lower on the left and then it got higher on the right. And skewed right means that it got higher on the left and it got like lower on the right. Okay, like that. So what do you guys think? Is this one of those cases? All right, so your guess is none, right? Yeah, I think that's a good guess. Yes, so it should be none. But if all the bars have the same size like this, then it's called the uniform distribution, everyone. So this is called the uniform distribution. Okay, make sure that you guys take notes for me. Uniform means the same, right? The same, or at least most of the bars are the same. Okay, then the same height. Then we say that this is the uniform distribution. Okay. Any questions about this? All right, so that means that if you see a data set without mode, no mode, can you tell the shape of about the shape of the graph right away? If it has no mode, can you say that it is uniform distribution? Can you say that right away? All right, Montserrat, how about other people? The answer is yes, right? Yeah, yes. Why is that? Can anyone tell me why when you look at the data set and it has no mode, you can tell that that is the uniform distribution? A volunteer, can you tell me why? What do you think? That's a good guess, Vanessa. Right, how about other people? No mode means that that means that no number appears the most, right? All the numbers appear the same, right? Right, good, Uriel, because when you see the word no mode, that means that all the numbers have the same frequency. Everyone have the same frequency or the same height when you construct the bar, okay? Or the same height when you construct the bars for those numbers. Right, good, Evelyn. Good, so that means that all the numbers have the same frequency, the same height for the bar. So no bar is higher than the others. So that means that that is the uniform distribution. Okay, good. When you see no mode, you know that is not normal, it's not skewed, right? Then it has to be uniform because all the bars are the same or have the same height. Okay. All right, since part A is easy, can you guys tell me what is the mean? Everyone type in the chat for me. What is the mean for part A? I got Montserrat. About other people to see if you guys got the same thing. Kiera. All right, so it looks like it's 4.8, right? Okay, so I trust you guys. I don't have to check it, okay? How about the median, everyone? Blake, those, how about other people? Jennifer, Montserrat, Gabriela, Kiera. All right, let's check Uriel to make sure that you guys got it right. Okay, so you can cross out the numbers, one from each side, to see how many numbers are left. All right, so there's one number left, right? So which is 4, good. What is the mode, everyone? The mode, most of you got number 2. And let's check to see if that is true, okay? So you can see that the 2 appears 3 times, right? Whereas number 4 appears only 2 times, so the mode has to be the 2, okay? The number that appears the most in the list. So the mode is 2, good. All right, so now let's move on to part B, everyone. Can you tell me your guess? What is your answer? Is it normal, skewed left or right, or none? Type in the chat for me. All right, I got right, skewed. How about other people? Oh, I should not say the answer out loud because other people may change their mind. About other people, do you guys have the answers? All right, so I have a few answers. I'm gonna go with the majority. Okay, so the majority of you guys say that it is skewed right. Okay, and it's okay if you got it wrong, right? Skewed right also means positively skewed, everyone. All right, so this is the guess, okay? We don't know who got it right, so let's check to see if that is the correct answer. We have to graph it first, but before graphing it, we need to construct the frequency distribution, okay? Before graphing it, you always have to do this first. You have to find the frequency distribution. That means that you have to find the frequencies of the given values first, always. All right, so we have all the numbers in dollars. And what is the largest number that you guys are given? Everyone type in the chat for me. In the list here, what is the largest number? All right, so number 9 is the largest one, right? So you want to start from the top here. Number 9 is the largest one, all the way to number 2, right? The 2 is the smallest. So you want to start from 9, 8. Don't skip any numbers, okay? And then 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Since the smallest number is 2, then you can stop right there, okay? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So we're good so far, right? Now you need to find the frequencies of those numbers. All right. So to do that, you also have to look at the list right here. Okay. You have to look at the list. All right. So I'm going to call on you guys out loud. Okay. I'm going to check to see who has the camera off. What is the frequency of number 9, everyone? Let me call someone and talk to me out loud. How about, let me see. About Christopher then? What is the frequency of number 9?
1.
You said 1. We can double check. So if you look at the list here, number 9 appears only once, right? So that means that the frequency is 1. Good. How about, let's move on to the next one. The next one is number 8. Okay. How about alones? Can you tell me what is the frequency of number 8?
1.
Good. Let's check to see if that is true. Okay. So if you look at the list and look at number 8 here, you see the 8 appears only once, right? That means that the frequency is 1 for number 8. Okay. Good. Right. Let's move on to the next one. Use a different color. Number 7. Let me see. How about Laith? Can you tell me what is the frequency of number 7?
1.
All right, 1. And you can see that 7 appears only once. So the frequency is 1. Okay, good. Move on to the next one. Number 6. Let me call on someone. Number 6. Let's see. How about Destiny? Can you tell me what is the frequency of number 6?
1.
All right, let's check. Number 6 is right here. And you can see that it appears as once, right? Good. Right, let's move on to the next one. Number 5. Let me see. How about Merlot's? Number 5. What is the frequency?
0.
All right, let's check to see if that is true. You look at the list. There's no number 5 there, right? So that means that the frequency is 0. Good. Let's move on to the next one. Number 4. How about, yeah, here, can you tell me number 4? Yeah.
2.
He said 2, right? 2. Number 4, the frequency is 2. If you look at the list, the 4 appears twice, okay? Twice. That means that the frequency is 2. Good. And let's move on to number 3. I'm gonna just call someone to make sure that they are paying attention to this. Number 3, how about Jennifer? Can you tell me number 3?
0.
Good. Yes, if you look at the list, there's no number 3 there, right? So the frequency is 0. Good. So number 2, let me see. How about Ricardo? What is the frequency of number 2?
3.
All right, good. Yeah, you can see that the 2 here appears 3 times. That means that the frequency of it is 3. Right, good job, everyone. All right, so now we still have to list all the limits, lower real limit and the upper real limit. Yeah, for all the numbers so that we can graph the data set. Okay. So let's start with the first one, everyone. What are the limits of number 9? Minus 0.5 and add 0.5 to get the limits, right? All right, so it should be 8.5 to 9.5. Since you guys already know this, let's just go fast. Okay? And then 7.5 to 8.5. And then 6.5 to 7.5, and then 5.5 to 6.5, 4.5 to 5.5, 3.5 to 4.5, then 2.5 to 3.5, and then 1.5 to 2.5. Okay, can you guys double check all the limits for me and let me know if I make any mistakes? All right, so I already got the answer from many people. Most of you got the same answer. And I know that you might still be confused about the skewed left and right? If the tail is to the left, everyone, then it's called skewed left. And if the tail is to the right, then it is skewed right. Okay. All right, so let's check. So on the horizontal axis, you need to list the dollars, and it goes from 2 to 9. So I'm going to just put the 1, even though we don't have the 1, but I'm going to use like 1.5, right? So let's just put the 1 there, okay? All the way up to 9. And even though we don't have number 10, but I'm going to just put number 10 there because we're going to use 9.5, and it's between 9 and 10. And from the frequency column, we have the smallest, which is 0, right? And then all the way up to 2. Okay, the largest number for the frequency is 2. So you just need to list from 0 to 2. So 1 to 2. Okay, and that's it, right? You don't have to list a lot for the frequencies because the 2 is the largest one. Okay. All right, so let me see. I can start from the top interval from 8.5 to 9.5. 8.5, I'm going to use a different color. 8.5 to 9.5 is right here. And the frequency of that is 1. So 1 is right here. So it's going to be like this. Okay. And the next one is this one. It's number 8. So the limit of that, the lower one is 7.5. And the upper one is 8.5. So it should be like this. It shares the same side with the 9. Okay. And the next one, the 7, then the limits are from 6.5 to 7.5. So it should share the same side with number 8. The next one, number 6, from 5.5 to 6.5. That means that it shares the same side with number 7. And number 5, don't forget that the frequency of number 5 is 0. So that means that we don't have a bar there at number 5. Okay, so we can skip that bar. Let's move on to number 2. Number 4. The frequency is 2. So for number 4, the limits are 3.5 to 4.5, which is right here. And the frequency of number 4 is 2. That means that it will go up all the way here. So it's going to be like this. Yeah, so the bar of number 4 is 2, everyone, the frequency. And number 3, the limits are 2.5 to the 3.5, but the frequency is 0, so we don't have a bar at the 3, okay? And for number 2, the last one, for number 2, the frequency is 3. So that means that we have to go up 3, right? Oh, I forgot that it has the 3 there. We have to put the 3 there as well, okay? So the limits are from 1.5 to 2.5. 2.5 is right here. And we have to go up all the way here. So it's going to be like this. All right, so that is the frequency or the height of the $2. All right, did you guys get the same thing? Like that? Or let me know if you guys don't get the same thing. All right, good. And if you look at the graph that we have, all the 3 graphs here, this one, and this one, then you can see that it should be this one, right? It should be the skewed right or positively skewed, everyone. All right, so it should be this one, positively skewed or skewed right, okay, when the tail is to the right. All right, so let's check to see if your guess was correct or not, okay? So most of you guessed the answer to be the what? The positive skew, which is correct, okay? All right, good. And you can see that if you don't graph the histogram, and if you just look at the mode and the mean, can you tell the shape of it right away, everyone? Let's review that, okay? Let's say if you don't graph it, let's say the mean here, the mean is 4.8 and the mode is 2. So that means that the mode is greater than, the mean is greater than the mode. And you can see that if the mean is greater than the mode is the one with the highest frequency, everyone, with the highest frequency, okay? Or the tallest bar, with the one with the tallest bar. All right, you real? So if you look at the graph, everyone, the mode is on the left here. The mode is on the left, right? And the mode is 2. And the mean is 4.8. The mean is 4.8. That means that the mean is somewhere between 4 and 5, okay? So that means that the mean is between 4 and 5 because the mean is 4.8. And the mean is greater than the mode. Then that means that the graph is positively skewed, everyone. So make sure that you remember that from now on. If you see that the mode is the one to the left of the mean, then that means that this is the skew, this is positively skewed, okay? Even if you don't graph the data set, then you should be able to tell the shape right away, okay? And you should remember that. All right, so give me a score from 1 to 10. How much you guys understand this? All right, good, everyone. Yeah, I know that it's good that we do the graph like this, right? So that you guys can understand it better, okay? All right, good, everyone. Let's see, it's 5:41 already.